Connelly, who's also from East Hampton High School, and his piece is titled Resurrection of Art.
Hi, so, yeah, I'm Andrew Connelly. I'm also from East Hampton, like Jordan and Devin are, so I was actually in the same class as them, and had the similar struggle of having never used video camera or GarageBand, or really anything technology. So we had a required amount of video projects we had to do based on this list of prompts, and the Marlboro College one was one of those 10 prompts. And unlike them, actually, I didn't ever really think about the college aspect of it. I just thought that the prompt itself was a really cool concept, because the destruction creation thing just really appealed to me. So when I was in 8th grade, I went to the Museum of Art in Washington, D.C., and there was this traveling exhibit of Marlboro, where he went through a period in art where he went a little bit crazy. And so he called it his assassination of art, which was basically, he kind of saw the cruelties in the world, and so he destroyed his canvases with tar and flames and all sorts of stuff, which unfortunately my mom said no to. So, I think with that, I'm going to start my video, and then I'll go over these more afterwards. As a person real fast, I'd like to ask everyone.
Jean Marlboro was an artist who lived from 1839 to 1883. During a period of his art that he called assassination of art, Marlboro tried to show the bitter realities of life through destruction of his work. He would burn the canvas, pour tar on his work, or hammer nails into the surface of his art. This created harsh yet beautiful works of creation out of destruction. In my submission, I was inspired to extend upon Marlborough's assassination of art. I asked subjects to write words that they found to be destructive. These words might be personally destructive, such as ugly, or might be words or ideas that the subject associated with destruction, such as war.
It's supposed to be music. I had no idea what was going on. The GarageBand struggles were real.
Overall, I wanted them to think of what kinds of words make someone feel the idea of destruction. Then I asked the subjects to destroy what had destroyed them. I provided them with various mediums to destroy their canvas, such as mud, scissors, and rocks.
I turned off the camera right as it was happening. I was so disappointed in myself.
I asked them to work until they felt satisfied with what they had done. This allowed them not only to destroy the canvas, but also to destroy the destructive words they wrote. Finally, I wanted to create beauty out of this mess of destruction. I gave the subjects materials that could transform their work of destruction into a work of beauty. I wanted to show how the destruction of a canvas created texture and beautiful elements of art that could never be created on a regular canvas. One of my subjects chose to remove the destruction from their piece by painting over destructive words and patching holes in the canvas. They then wrote creative and beautiful words instead to counteract what they had written before. Another subject chose to transform the destructive words themselves and make them creative by painting the words so they became beautiful on their own. And a third subject chose to create direct creation of destruction. They chose to use mud and plants that are normally considered invasive and destructive to create beauty on their canvas. I wanted to show my subjects that beauty could be created from the destruction of those words and ideas that were destructive to them. Ultimately, I wanted to show that destruction is creation, and by destroying the things that are destructive, we create something much more powerful. Whether it be Jean Moreau's representations of harsh realities, or the creation of an abstract beauty, destruction is a force capable of bringing many beautiful creations.
So just go to highlight each of these. This one is sort of I've described as like what I had sort of vision of beforehand, where like when I was telling my friends how to do this project, I was sort of like imagining that they would be like covering up the words and then like patching the holes. But I also thought it was really cool because she took the cuts that she had here.
Sorry, I was trying to play YouTube was trying to.
The like stabs that she had made here in the canvas, she ended up then using the scissors, which were technically one of like the destructive elements, in order to like better cut the hole into a heart. So that was sort of how like even the destructive elements created their own, like, were used in the creative process as well. And then on this one, I really thought it was cool because she still showed the words, but like it makes it so that they're harder to read, and then they became this beautiful like mess of colors that I just think is so cool. And so I thought that was amazing, just in that you could still see it versus that one sort of covered up most of them, but it just sort of changed the way that they're viewed. And then this one completely took me by surprise. I never would have thought to actually do that. And so the subject with used only really the destructive elements in terms of the mud and then like weeds, and turned it into something that was such a really creative and like interesting idea, and used the scissors to poke out the holes, so it was all really just destructive elements used in their creative process. And also just in terms of the fact that they created a project that then couldn't last the way that these did. So I think that really kind of reflects the theme, in that even when you create something beautiful, it might not be that long lasting. So its own destruction is really interesting. So yeah, I was really happy with how they turned out, because I thought they each had like a very different interpretation, and it sort of was just really cool to see how like even just in each process they had difficulties like finding the destructive words to write in the beginning, and then just it sort of flowed into something that they were proud of and I was proud of, and it was a really cool process to be a part of.
We have time for about one or two
This is
questions.
the result of a rock.
Any questions, one or two?
I feel like I probably would have tried to go more of this route. I definitely want, because one of the things that my computer teacher said when I first proposed the idea to her was, so I was like, well, what are you going to do if they don't turn out beautiful? And that kind of was like a terror hanging over my head up until like the point when these were finished. I was just like, I really hope they don't suck. So I actually have 3 more of these canvases still untouched. So I actually have been saying to my friends that I want to do this again, because I thought it was just such a cool process to be a part of, and I would definitely want to like actually do it. I was a little disappointed now that my friends were willing to like just sidekick the canvas, so I would probably try to do something like that. Just, use the rocks more and actually